Hello, I'm the Guitar Geek, and let me introduce you to the sweet baby, the Diamond Sound 20 from Laboga. Man, it's hot in here. Roll the demo. First up, the Diamond Sound DS-20, the sweet baby, is at its fullest a 20-watt amp with two 6v6s in the power section. That's an AB class amp, but you can switch it down to 10 watts, making it class A, which is very, very useful for when you want to rock out just a little bit less. When Laboga was building the amp, they sent me some build photos, and you can see inside, and I'll flash them on the screen now, that it's point-to-point wiring. And on the website, they're very proud to say that the Sweet Baby features no chips and no transistors. This is all tube amplifier. Looking at the design, you'll see the gold plate and the black knobs. You might think that looks like a certain type of amplifier, a certain sort of, just like me, British. And you'd be right. It's I'm going to say basically because it's so much more, but it is kind of a hot-rodded Marshall in the fact that it is a hot-rodded Marshall, but it is a whole lot more. And I'm so happy to be making this video now because I've had the amp in the studio for a while, doing other demos with it, mainly using the clean channel because it does sound nice and warm on the clean. I'll show you that in a moment. I couldn't decide how to do this video, the specific Sweet Baby DS-20 video. Also, I couldn't decide how to get this Explorer in more videos. And it turns out that when you put this with that, you get that beautiful demo sound at the beginning. I'm going to do some more playing for you, and let's go through some more specs while I show you how they are. In the produced track at the beginning, I was using this to push the preamp section. This is the 808X from Maxon. It's basically, it's a tube screamer, but with a hotter output. It really pushes that preamp nicely. So what I did was I set it in typical settings of tone at 12, level at 12, and drive off. Just tightened up that bottom end a little bit. I'll play the amp now without this 808X in the chain. So now I'm just running unbelievably straight into the amp. Oh, incidentally, I'm also in drop B tuning on this. Surprisingly, one of the most useful things about the amp is this, the mid switch. And it really reacts differently depending on which guitar you play it with. I found this guitar suited it the most for that style that I wanted, but I'll play with a few others, the Telly as well, to give some single coil goodness. But have a listen to the guitar, and I'm just going to change the mid switch. So let's put it on 1 first. And that is certainly making a heck of a difference. The thing is with this amp is on the drive channel, it's a lot of gain all the time. Let's take that all the way down. And this is sort of minimum gain. Just engaged it there. So it's a bit flubby down there without this overdrive, but it does sound rather sweet. I find the layout a little bit confusing. So coming from a Marshall world, I see that they've tried to make it a little bit different. I like that they've got the EQ over here, that makes sense, but then we've got, I don't know, it's just confusing. We've got clean. Okay, I understand that. Then we've got volume 1 for volume 1, and then drive. I sometimes get the drive and the volume around the wrong way because I'm programmed to look at it a different way. That needs a little bit of learning from me. Let's take that clean gain up to about halfway. It is not crystal clean like a Fender amp would be. It is lovely and warm and welcoming and familial, kind of like a British amp would be. It does sound great. There's no reverb on it, so I'm missing that little touch of ambience to fill in the sounds where my notes are all wrong. But as a pedal platform, I mean, all amps should work as a pedal platform, but this is a kind of warm-sounding amp rather than a crystal clear, glassy style. Let's put some pedals through it. Let's put a fuzz through it. So as you can hopefully hear, it does take pedals, and it does it rather well. It's I really love the Fender Deluxe Reverb for my pedal demos, but this one might be featuring itself. It might be featured in future videos for fuzz and stuff. It really gives it that woof. Woof. I did forget to mention I'm using the Whaler version 2 from Matthews Effects for that fuzz sound. Next up, I'm going to use the Pegasus from K-Line and the Flint from Strymon to do a sort of clonny kind of, I don't know, cleany but not clean stuff. Let's try it. A little bit of clean first, then I'll kick in the pedals one by one. So a great clean tone takes pedals really well. I have not yet engaged the bright switch. So here it is again for your ears and eyes. On the back, we've got the send and return for the effects loop. We've also got a plethora of output options from the amp itself. The amp will go out at 16 ohms, one output, which is going to this cab, or it's going into 2 8s or 2 4s. So it's really, really versatile depending on which cab you want to use. Roughly back in the same place. The foot switch is included with the amp, and what it's got is a channel selection, pretty standard. It's also got the solo button, which is a boost just here, so you can set it there, and when you need a bit more, and you get a bit more. Before I leave you, I just want to say that this doesn't do a low gain, low saturated Marshall sound. It's certainly straight into thick saturation straight away on that drive channel. With a collection of pedals, maybe you can sort that out yourself with the clean channel. However, if you're looking at a Marshall or some kind of rock amp into metal, and you haven't considered Laboga, then give them a try. I'm having a lot of fun with them, and it's certainly ticking a lot of boxes for me. You've made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. I've taken up enough of your sweet, sweet, precious time. Thank you for staying with me. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of the amp. Let me know what you think of this direction that I'm exploring with metal. Does it excite you? Does it alienate you? I hope it excites you as much as it excites me. To let me know that you did make it this far in the video. Also, when you're commenting, include the phrase, "Sweet, baby sweet, sugar for my honey," and that lets me know that you've made it this far. Also, give a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, do so. If you do subscribe, click the bell, because apparently that's necessary now. I'm the Guitar Geek. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.